welcome back to the Liga Adarna Season 3 Women Rising Valorant Open Qualifiers. We're into the last game of the day. It's game number 5. Komorebi versus Astra Rêver 2 Esports. And we've seen both these teams manage to steal away a couple of wins today, so this is probably going to be the closest game we get so far. At least I'm hoping it is going to be, because Komorebi Hearts, they gave quite a hard time to SGG White. And, now they're going up against Astra Rêver 2, who actually got a 13-10. But there were similar score lines going into these games, rather. So it should be an interesting couple of games coming through.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see both of the teams play. So they're actually battling it out for the top spot. So the top two teams of today's matchup will proceed to the eliminations round. So I'm very excited to see how Komorebi and Astra Rêver 2 would really fight it out for that top 2 position.
Yeah, there are so many teams going into the elimination phase that I'm excited to see them go up against. SGNS, Equinox, Kachawan Friends, Sailor Noob, Fuma, all of those girls. I think it's going to be some really good games going into those finals. All these teams so far that we've seen today, so we didn't get to see the Fuma Angels play earlier on. Astra Rêver Esports did play. That's the main team of Astra Rêver 2. But we saw the Visayas teams and the Mindanao teams. But for South Luzon, NCR, I think those were yesterday. Central Luzon, NCR, North Luzon, those were yesterday.
Yeah.
Cat on my chair. And there were some really good games. And so I think that when it goes into those final eliminations for the Liga Adarna Season 3, we're going to have some really, really good Valorant games coming in our hands.
Yes, and I'd like to just congratulate all of the teams who will be moving forward to the eliminations next week. So for South Luzon, it would be Fuma Angels and Astra Rêver Esports. For the Visayas bracket, it's Amaryllis and Metathions. And for Group F, this is what we will be finding out later for this battle between Komorebi Esports and Astra Rêver. So I'm very excited to formally announce who will be advancing to the eliminations later on.
That's right. And remember, this is co-presented by Smart Communications, powered by ePlayment Entertainment. And we also have our major sponsors, ePlayment Corporation, Esports Juice PH, and our official game peripheral partner, Fantech Philippines. It looks like we're ready to jump into the game very shortly as well. So you'll be having the agent picks coming up on your screen very shortly. We're heading into Ascent for our last map of the day. And so we've seen a couple of Ascents today, and we'll be seeing one more.
Yes, and I think for this round, Ascent is a map wherein you really have to fight for mid control. Even before, when I used to play for a team, I am still now, but then for before, it's really important that you have solid smokes. So from the previous games that I've been seeing, an Astra is really powerful in this map. Because you have 5 stars, you can just play around whether or not you're going to use the Nova Pulse, the Nebula, and or the Gravity Well. I think she is really a good player here. Well, actually, as I'm speaking now, we're seeing Yan Lu hovering over that Astra already. So I'm excited to see some of those Astra strategies come into play for Astra Rêver. But on the side of Komorebi Esports, Komorebi Hearts, we're seeing a different type of comp. Although this is quite similar to how they played earlier and in the map split. We're seeing Scarlet again with that breach. So those multiple or triple blinds can help them
Choose your agent.
play those retakes and also get into sights. What else can you say about the team comp? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the exact same lineup. So it seems like this is like the comfort pick, which I can understand. Sometimes, you get certain players are better at certain agents, and if you can stick to that for any of your maps, then, why not? I do tend to lean towards the teams that are a little bit more fluid with their choices in agent picks. I do like the lineup coming in from the side of Astra Rêver 2 as well. So, yeah, as you said, great pick coming in with the Astra. I think they have to have the Astra pick because they are called Astra Rêver, so they don't really have a choice. It's like if they'd be called Jet Rêver and they just did never pick the Jet or something.
Phoenix Rêver, maybe.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like the lineup. You got a lot of flashes on your side as well, some good smokes, and you got some information gatherers. You've got the initiator in the hands of that breach, but you can also initiate with the raise as well, because you get the information of that boombot coming in. So I like that lineup. So I'm not sure. We've seen that Komarebi Hearts, they can take away games, they can win games. I want to see how they do against the likes of Astra Rêver.
I feel like this composition and how they played, both teams played, I think this will be something of a close fight. So we'll see now as the round starts.
Well, immediately, Kababy going to be pushing straight in. AC going to be going down immediately. And there is going to be a molly down on the ground, so you have to back away from that because hot hands can cause some hot problems. Stay out of the fire, super high level tactics. It's a flash comes in, but they can't push the flash because there's a molly in the way still. So a bit of a miscommunication there, but Candy Fam and Yanlu both exchanging the kills, but down it goes into the 2 versus 3. And you've got a lot more HP for the side of Komarebi, but you've got the numbers advantage for the side of Astra Rêver. So now they start to rotate back and Lolita can hear all of that information. So that can cause the early rotate back over towards the A site. See, make its way back through spawn. Lolita has that mid control, which you said is very important. And that's going to be the case here as well. Lolita gets the timing, peeks in, finds the headshot, and it's going to be the 2 versus 2 as they make their way in towards B main. Oh my goodness, Lolita, what a shot, long range onto Yanlu. And just no chance there as the last player alive is in the 1 versus 2, and Lolita's done this all by herself. That was a game-winning position to be in Catwalk. Out goes the turret, give themselves a 3rd target to have to deal with, and can just tuck themselves into the corner before that cross makes its way through. And there's the information, there comes the swing, and Cass is going to find the final kill.
Wow, what a play. That fight for A main was such a brutal battle. So we saw first the paranoia from Cass, the dash from Jet, and then there were kills all over the place. So that actually was a good type of play because it left 3 of the members of Astra Rêver down to very low HP, and Lolita with that 2 kills over towards mid really provided the impact and made the round in favor of Astra. Sorry, for Komarebi Hearts.
So far, good defender side start. Obviously, that initial push into the A site was really good because they'd got a lot of kills under their belt, but Lolita just disrupts all of it. And Kabebe is going to be finding another start to this round as Shenayora going down. And that does slow down that push in towards the A site. So again, as soon as they meet that kind of resistance, they seem to be rotating back over towards mid.
And now it's a play for information for Candy Fam, who is currently towards mid. And as she speaks, she doesn't know that there are over 4 players of Astra Rêver there to greet her. But then she spots out the breach. And then in response, the Astra of Astra Rêver will be sending in a star to deny her any type of information. But now it's going to be a play towards mid. So all 4 of the players of Astra Rêver with pistols are pushing towards mid. And then that's going to be Cass trying to deny the push with Candy Fam for the trade.
Shake. Sending out a couple of flashes. Oh, don't run into that. Okay, Candy dodges a bullet there, and they're going to be finding the kill onto Milkshake, but that spike does go down. That is the good news for Astra Rêver, because that means extra money for them to use in the next round. And that judge, spamming out, has to go for the reload. Lolita again finding the final kill, and it's going to be another round here for the likes of the Hearts, the group of Hearts, by the name of Komarebi.
Yes, so the Killjoy of Astra Rêver managed to find that judge so she could spam. Unfortunately, as I mentioned before, the breach is so powerful in this map. Again, there are a lot of corners and walls which you can really penetrate. And using that blind, I think the Astra Rêver Killjoy did not really have enough time and space to work with, since she just really forced the plan. But that's a good thing, as you mentioned, since it's going to be extra money in the bank for Team Astra Rêver.
They got the weapons to work with this time around. You can see Candy Fam still on that judge. That does mean that this is a bonus round for them. They can buy in the next round. So this is really them trying to do as much damage as they can, hopefully to win the round. But right now, you can see a bit of presence over towards main, and Candy Fam playing such a close position. Didn't actually get the information that Phoenix was close by as they rotate back over towards the B side.
I think the difference for this comp is that they don't really have that information gatherer such as a Sova, so that everybody has to peek. But then with the smokes of Astra, it's quite hard for Komorebi Hearts to try and do that. And then they're trying a little bit of a slow pace here for Astra Rêver. So it's going to be one execute towards B. And then Scarlet getting pushed back because of that. Wow, what a play of defense for Lolita. Even though there is going to be a lockdown into play. So that's such a nice hold for Lolita for the side of Komorebi Hearts.
Oh, that was a bit of a scary position there for Komorebi. Oh my goodness, the utility is out for everybody. No one can respond. It's now down to Yan Lu. Candy Fam is actually watching the spike. Misses the first shot, but will find the follow-up. Okay, so that was a very scary round going in for Komorebi Hearts. Lolita has been an absolute playmaker. Out goes the Swarm Grenade. The turret finds one as well. And then she managed to find one with the Spectre as she backs way back into Spawn. And then when she gets peeked in Spawn, Cass is there because they're playing in buddy systems as well. And I really love that because it means they can refrag for each other. A bit of a misplay coming in with the final couple of seconds of that round. You see Khabib jumping in with the Marshall in hand, misses the close-up shot, and then everyone else had the utility out. But right place, right time, Reina finds the last kill.
So now Khabib will get that operator shot on towards the Phoenix of Astra Rêver. And now there's a Nebula to deny her any type of information. Spots out another. On the other side of the map, Lolita actually gets a kill. So it's now up to Milkshake and I think it's Lani Ru, right? of the Astra of Astra Rêver. So now it's going to be a forced rotation because there are already 3 people down for the side of Astra Rêver.
Generally, for Astra Rêver 2, it is generally... Okay, that wasn't... I didn't write that down. My apologies. I wrote down every single person except for Rêver 2 because there's a Rêver 1. So I was like, yeah, they're the same thing. Wait a minute. No, they're not. Forgot. So there you go. But Cat's going to be peeking in from short down in towards high mid. And you got 2 players again. So I'm a little bit concerned for this push coming in from the likes of Astra Rêver because basically she's not moved. That operator has stayed in position for the entire start of that round, and they had 3 individual peeks in towards the operator. And so one flash could have taken her off the angle, one smoke could have pushed her off the angle, but instead we get greeted by 3 players peeking one by one. And if that was a 3-person peek at the start of the round, it could have made all the difference. But they lost 3 players at the very start. And so really, it was all about trying to salvage as many kills, trying to take as many guns away as possible. And Komorebi Hearts made it really difficult for them. So far, so good. Really flawless start to this last map.
Yes, and I think the good thing about how Komorebi Hearts are playing is that they always would play together. So even though they're the defending team, they do have those defending strats. And now, actually, Komorebi Scarlet already gets a kill towards the Phoenix. So it's now going to be an all 4-man push towards A. So as they are trying to get control of this site, we see here that Komorebi Hearts are actually chilling and waiting for that retake. So now the lockdown of the Killjoy will gain them that advantage for the retake. But do they know? Jet misses the shot, Khabib does. And now it's up to Psychopan, who will get detained. So what else can they do there? You have the Killjoy ult into play. You also, well, I think you also have the Cosmic Divide by Astra. So it was really a hard post plant situation for Astra Rêver.
Yeah, that ult coming in from Astra, I feel like they played themselves there because they weren't the ones playing around that ult. It was Komarebi Hearts that were playing around that ult, and so making space for themselves. There seemed to be some kind of insistence that they have to hold the A site from within the site, playing from underneath Hell, playing from behind Jenny, and so I feel like they need to be playing up a little bit closer, or no, rather, a little bit looser, playing over towards Garden, playing over towards Wine. That does give you a lot more space to work with. Well, the fact that there was an ult coming in, so you had to play around that as well. As Kababe will be peeking over towards mid, waiting for a peek to come through, and that's a free kill. AC gonna get taken down. A flash can follow up, and there's the flash, but no one that peeks with it because there was the utility coming through, and Kababe can just hold this angle at this point. So that kill gonna have to go unanswered for now. Meanwhile, I'm seeing a bit of presence over towards Wine from Reyna as see Phoenix peeking in just for a little bit. Doesn't want to overexpose those, so Shane, you are going to be backing away, making his way back down towards short, where Kabebe is still waiting for this push to come into play.
So now it's going to be a slow round. The Phoenix spots Kababe over there, but then Kababe misses that operator shot, and she is now down to 8 HP. But then now they're trying to regroup towards mid, but then Kababe is still holding that operator, although the angle that she's trying to secure is something close, and I think they're denied any information because of that nebula.
That's a pixel peak, so that's a really hard shot to hit, and we'll see if we can, but she's very low in HP. Scarlet ready for this flash to come through. Out it comes, and 3 players flashed, but herself included. Shane Yora using the ult, gonna find a way in, but look how little time there is left on the clock.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, with 10 seconds left, are they able to plant the spike? No, that triple kill from Lolita, that spray down with all headshots, that was amazing. What she has been showing earlier, even during the map versus SGG, Lolita has been holding down her own ground. So I guess her being that killjoy, being that anchor of the site is pretty effective for the team of Komarebi Hearts. So it's actually, I think for the attacking side of Astra Rêver, do you have a choice? Do you go to B site or try and push A? But then again, I think with how they are positioned in the map, it's going to be another B push.
Every time they go towards that B site, Lolita is there to make such a big play happen, and now they make their way back over towards Garage again, and how do they even initiate this? Out comes the flash. It's more of a warning system for Lolita at this point, rather than a flash hunt to anyone in particular.
Off your feet!
She has her gadgets positioned, but then the attacker the attacker lockdown will be put into play again. Lolita with the 2 nano swarm kills. She said, I don't have to peek. I have my gadgets here ready for you guys. So I guess the use of the ult of the breach didn't really translate to any kills, and now Cass and Candy Fam will be finishing off the round. What a flawless round coming from Komarebi Hearts. Again, as I said prior the round start that they might try to go A because I mean penetrating B wasn't really such an effective or a good idea for Astra Rêver, with Lolita just holding down the site. Then again, they tried to execute with that breach ult. Unfortunately, it didn't really go their way since it was a rush type of push.
You're exactly right, and you're thinking like a pro player there, because that's what you would have done, which is the right call. The question here is, why did they go back over towards B, still considering the fact that all of that utility had to get triggered at some point? I think they could have waited a little bit for that utility to go off first before they pushed into the B site, but instead they insist on pushing 2 players down Speedway again, and they lose 2 players at the start of the round again. And what are we seeing again from Komarebi Hearts? They're waiting for the retake. They play in the buddy system. They're making sure they're always answering for each other. Out comes that bit of utility. AC trying to push up close, and that ult's going to go hit towards the ramp, not going to hit anybody, because they're playing so far back.
What they know is that they have time, and with all of the utilities saved, they know that they can retake this site. But now Cass actually gets that kill towards, and then kills here and there again with that turret kill. It's now going to be up to Psychopan here. How is she going to play out the round? Well, yeah.
She's not, unfortunately.
Yes, it was such a fast round. I mean, I think that's the reason why Komarebi Hearts are winning each of these rounds. They know when to push. They know when to back down and try to play retake, because they know that time, although 40 seconds before that spike detonates is still enough time to like gather information within the map. So that was such a good play for Komarebi Hearts. And now, even with the risk plays that they would do, they still would have a good economy. If you can just press tab, you will see here that everybody has always a complete buy for the side of Komarebi Hearts.
They're not worried about money right now. Like, they're guaranteed buys until the end of this first half, because they'll even have money bonus by the end of the game as well if they were to lose 4 in a row at this point. But with the way things are going, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case, as bullets being exchanged through the smoke, and Shane getting ready for a flash to come through. As out comes the Boombot as well. Scarlet playing in the back of this site is in a bit of a precarious situation, as the flash is going to come out, and you can hear the footsteps making their way around over towards Jenny, and Shane straight in underneath. Psychopan takes on Scarlet. Scarlet was, I think, overstayed her welcome for a little bit too long there. So now this puts them in a bit of an awkward position, because 4 versus 5 make that 3 versus 5 as Milkshake finds a double kill. Candy Fam and Cass both able to chime back in and bring it back into the 2 versus 3. And actually back into the 2 versus 2, because Cass finding a couple more of these kills, playing up close, and the no-scope connects. Psychopan actually goes down, and now in the 1 versus 2, and this utility is not for pulling them off of the spike, and so that defuse is going to be done before she can even peek her way in, and that's going to be a 9th round on the board. Komarebi Hearts doesn't survive either. That feels bad. There was no need to peek at that point, but well, there you go. And as you said, they got plenty of money. They can lose 3 players per round and still be able to buy into this game. Scarlet's on max money right now.
Yes, Scarlet actually has 9,000 to spare, so she is going to be buying that bundle for herself. But again, for the side of Astra Rêver, they will be having those rifles again. So let's see if that can be an advantage. Although in terms of the pushes of Astra Rêver, they are winning those first bloods, getting the first kills. But then in terms of how they execute their push towards a site, they don't really they aren't really aware of the positioning of where their opponents are. That's why they are usually caught off guard.
Well, they look like they want to go towards mid. When teams stick together like that, I get very concerned, because there isn't any kind of map control. Look how much they give up. Obviously, Komarebi Hearts, they're not pushing in, so they're not really taking any of that map control, but it's still really good to have that knowledge to make sure as Kabebe finding Yan Lu, down he goes, and Flash gonna be following up, tries to repeat. Kabebe not missing a beat. Out comes the ult, trying to peek in towards short, kind of mistimed the updraft there, but Candy Fam is here to collect whoever is inside of Garden. Flash gonna come out, affected, and so well played, but playing anti-Flash is Scarlet, finds the 2 kills, Jet finds the other 3, and great teamwork there. They find themselves in the double digits in this first half.
Yeah, what you mentioned earlier is correct. They all flock together, although it's good to usually play together, especially if you play with duos or trios. But then if all 5 of you are just consuming one part of the map, the downside of that is that a lot of your defending team will be getting information, and that will be an advantage for them, where to peek, where to proceed, laying down their utilities. And again, this is the same setup for Astra Rêver. They're all flocking towards B-Link. But then I think the good thing about this is Komarebi Hearts is very respectful of the map control, because maybe they're trying to play it safe and defending.
can see they've split up a little bit. They've got control over towards garage and in towards mid. And actually, you can see a peak trying to push their way in from. Oh, Kebab still continuing on, so consistent and up close finds the kill, dashes towards him. Luckily, Yan Lu is flashed there, and so doesn't get the angle on towards Jet as he re-peaks. Candy family finding Yan Lu. Here again, down into the 1 versus 4. You're gonna get the spike down, but at this point, it's what, 4? You've already got the max loss bonus, and Psychopan gets picked up. Was that an Odin in your hands? Scarlet gonna pick up Psychopan, and that's an 11-0. We saw a 13-0 yesterday, but do you think at this point we're gonna see another one today?
Yes, well, I think with how Astra Rêver performed earlier during Bind, I wasn't really expecting this. But maybe it's the solid defense of Komorebi and Kebab with that operator who are really impacting all of these rounds for Komorebi Hearts. And I guess one thing, it's really more of the... It's mostly the use of the utilities for Komorebi Hearts. That breach is very impactful, although I think he has been gaining, with all of those flashes, I think he has been gaining like a number of assists already for the team.
Lolita as well, her utility as well has been really, really good.
Yeah, agree.
So it looks like a push back over towards the A site, the back into the old habit of 5-man push over towards A, 5-woman push towards A, should I say, as a flash makes his way out and concussed as soon as he exits that smoke, but will make his way inside the site. So they do have the control as out goes the ult. That's a bit of actually, I think it has affected players in towards spawn, and all the ults that they can muster at this point. As Shane looking for a couple of kills in towards short, and it's going to be the ult coming in from Killjoy as well. But that spike is not down yet because Raze has pushed all the way into spawn. Just remembered, oh yeah, I got the spike, I gotta get it down. They could have bought all of this time with all of this utility, and instead now the spike goes down. This detain is going to wear off on Scarlet, and now they can fight back in with plenty of time on their hands. Although, as I say it, AC pushing through the wall, finding Lolita, and they take control towards short as Candy Fam finds one. Shane's there to answer. Cass back on him as well as AC makes way back around the corner as Scarlet wide swing goes through. Great spray down from Scarlet. This could be the first round on the board because it's going to be the Odin spraying through, finds one, finds two, still holding the defuse. Psychopan not aware. There's going to be a 12-0 in the first half, jumping down, and Cass still finds the final kill.
Switching sides.
Oh dear.
I mean, that was really a half that was going the way that Komorebi Hearts wanted to. Maybe there's a chance for Astra Rêver to maybe
you know what?
Don't
worry. It's gonna be the 12-0 comeback. Let's go. I believe.
Yes. I believe in Astra Rêver. Let's go do it 12-12 maybe. But
I don't see it happening, to be honest. But
I really would want to praise the team of Komorebi Hearts with how they're playing now. The use of the utilities, their teamwork, their peaks, I think is the reason why they're winning out the rounds. And I think they're very confident about how they're playing right now because they are stacking.
Look how cold this as well.
Spawn.
Raze is actually pushing in towards A long. And so you got 4 players stacked in towards spawn. So the information they're getting right now, it leads them all to believe, oh my goodness, this is going to be a B push. I don't see anyone in mid. I don't see anyone in A long. And so they may be tempted to push in towards these positions, but they're actually holding their ground, which I do like to see. It shows a bit of constraint, a bit of well, yeah, just trigger control, making sure that you're not jumping the gun, as now they are re-aggressing back over towards A main after they cleared A main, and AC has actually gotten off of the angle, so the information is about to come through that guess what, they're here and spotted the spike, and that's going to be the rotate, at least it should be, as the blind comes in as well. Late in towards mid position, they're leading to be finding Yan Lu as down goes the spike. You can see a bit of a repositioning there, but oh, Shane can't even get a bullet off as Lolita again. So consistent with these frags, so consistent this entire game. Lolita's been the player to watch as another third kill, and this is done. 1 versus 3, and it's a 12-0 at this point. You're looking for the last player alive, and Psychopan, what can you bring to the table? Because I don't think there's a way back into this. Out goes the turret. Not gonna get the information up close. Missing the shot. Scarlet. Oh dear, both reloading up close. Knife comes out, but not gonna connect. As there it is, Lolita, the hero of this game, takes down the final kill. A 4K in the round, and 13-0 is your final score. And what a game. What an absolute game from Komarebi Hearts.
Indeed, what a game. It was a 13-0. I wouldn't really see this commonly, especially with how Astra Rêver played earlier against SGG White. I thought they really had a shot, and maybe a chance to win some of the rounds when it was already a man advantage for Astra Rêver. But unfortunately, it's really about how individually skilled the players of Komarebi Hearts are. And as I mentioned before, as we're looking at the scoreboard, Scarlet has 10 assists already to her name. So although the kills aren't really high in the score, her blinds were so impactful to win out the rounds for the retakes. As I mentioned before, it's okay to maybe just give the sight because we have a paranoia, we have the blind from Candy Fam, and also three more blindsides of the breach. So I think they confidently give out the sight because they know that they can retake it. And I guess what you mentioned before, that Lolita as the hero of this match, I think it's correct with her healthy KDA of 20 kills and only 5 deaths. I guess I think yes, and I think this is really just how Komarebi Hearts plays. I mean, I have played with them before. No, I guess no, it was a different team pala who played with them before. But then seeing how they play is something surprising that they got a 13-0 score. So what else can you say about the game?
It could be the map difference as well. Maybe Ascent is just not Astra Rêver's map. Like, we saw how they played on Bind, as you said, and they played really well. We saw Komarebi struggle a little bit more on Split. They lost a lot of rounds to SGG, who eventually went on to lose Astra Rêver. So it could be just the map difference. Obviously, it's because it's a best of one. It's hard to gauge the full skill because from one map, you've got an idea of a single map. It doesn't show you how deep their map pool goes. So in a best of 3 or a best of 5, you get a lot more information as to if they're better on, say, Icebox, on Split, on Haven. We haven't seen Haven come out too often, so yeah, it could have been the map difference. But like, regardless of the map difference, the fact that Komarebi Hearts can be so consistent that they can get a 13-0 without skipping a single beat is a really good sign. So seriously well played. Alita per death has gotten 4 kills, and that means that basically, you know, I'm gonna go down, but I'm taking 4 of you with me every single time. So you should be very, very scared. So Lolita putting out a statement from her team there. I'm excited to see how they do against the other teams that have qualified so far for our eliminations. So yeah, really well played from the girls over in Komarebi Hearts. Astra Rêver, we saw there was the potential for them to get a couple of those rounds. Some of them came down to the 1v1, so it's not like it was complete stomp despite what the score says. It's just a couple of adjustments need to be made here and there. Once they review their game, they'll see some of the changes that need to be made, how they deal with the killjoy and things like that. But yeah, regardless, really good game from both these girls. And that was it. That was our final game of the day. Thank you very much to everyone that's been watching. If anyone sent any stars, thank you to you guys as well, because a couple of you actually sent stars today, and that does go straight to our charity of choice. And so thank you very much to you guys as well, because you are doing quite a lot for the world, as you are helping the folks over in Worldwide Fund for Nature. And again, this tournament was brought to you by a number of our sponsors. Our main sponsor being Smart Communication, of course, powered by ePlayment Entertainment. And the major sponsors are ePlayment Corporation, Esports News PH, and our official gaming peripheral partner is Fantech Philippines. And again, thank you very much to everyone for watching. Thank you to Donut for being my co-caster for the final game for today. And I think that's going to be it from us, unless we have anything else to add.
Yeah, I'd like to just remind the people to actually join and register for the Wild Rift tournament. So again, thank you to our sponsors, to Fantech. If you want to level up your gaming lifestyle, then Fantech Gaming is the place for you to get your gear. So they have keyboards, they have mice, they have gaming chairs. So if you want this awesome gaming experience, Fantech is the brand for you. So go to their website, fantech.ph, and check out all of their amazing gizmos and stuff. So I guess that's about it for the day. And again, sorry, we had a giveaway for the viewer, for one lucky viewers or some of the lucky viewers for today. So watch out for our announcement on our Facebook page. And again, see you on the next Liga Adarna match.
Right, thank you very much, guys, for watching. My name is Jaeger, this has been Donut, and we're out. Thank you very much again.
Thank you. Bye.